Dunkin' Donuts are always fresh.
I made the donuts.
We make them at least twice every day.
Time to make the donuts.
Not a few kinds, like supermarket.
Made the donuts. Time to make the donuts.
But up to 52 varieties.
The donuts. Time to make the donuts. I made the donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts, up to 52 varieties, fresh day and night. No
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Well. Good morning, everybody. Rise and grind on this Friday. Thank God it's Friday. TGI Friday. I can't say TGI Friday. I can say TGI Fridays. I just can't put it in the title. Yeah. Thirsty Thursday will get copyrighted. Taco Tuesday will be copyrighted. Little YouTube thing. I did a title one time. I said, it's Taco Tuesday live stream and chat or whatever, and it was copyrighted. It's like, really? Somebody did copyrighted Taco Tuesday? Really? It's a word for everybody. Why do we got to copyright everything? But anyway, like, who cares? You know, who cares? But anyway, rise and grind, everybody. Game time, Brian, otherwise known as the mailman. Yes, the mailman heading into work. Time to go make the donuts, as you just saw. See if my numbers on the mailbox are still looking strong. They are. They're those stick numbers. So, I guess I should be like Mark Holmes and do more videos of me doing shit around the house. But, you know. It's on me. I gotta be better. But rise and grind, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. You know, we sit here a couple months. Basically, this is the last day of mandatory. Was it Tuesday? Oh, it's over. Mandatory minicamp is a wrap. It's a wrap. We saw some good things. Mainly, people stayed healthy. People are dropping all around the league over mandatory minicamps. We are not going to see our Dallas Cowboys until the end of July, or, you know, towards the end of July, probably July 23rd-ish, somewhere in that area. So get ready. And I saw some comments in over the last couple of days, and they are right, you know. I think it was Trader Chris. He's like, he thinks I'm crazy that we have a shot to keep, you know, against the Eagles. Well, Trader Chris, as I sit here today, I think we definitely have a shot against the Eagles. Again, we're the underdog. I get it. You know, like listening to Eagles Drew the other night on the live stream, you heard a little bit of, listen, losing by 14 points or 13 points or 10 points is not a big deal. If it's a one-possession game with 5 minutes to play, I'll be thrilled. Okay? If it's a one-possession... Let's say we're down by a touchdown, right? Dallas is driving the ball. Let's say it's a pick six, fumble six, whatever. We lose by 2 touchdowns. Well, it was still a one-possession game. Now, we're not going to cover. It's not going to look close. But... So, anytime that can happen, I just feel like that first 5 minutes of the game is going to be, you got to get through it. But execution early in the game, and more importantly, a running game or a short passing game at the link, and keep that offense on the sideline, as Randy McIntyre says, I think is what's key. I really do. So, I don't think it's crazy that Dallas can win game 1, but, you know what the narrative's going to be if we lose and get blown out, or if we win. We've talked about it. The narrative is if we win, we're unbelievable, and ESPN's going to ride that train, because they don't care about the fans. ESPN cares about one thing, ratings, like most people. It's not like they're solely in it. You know, they care about ratings. So, but anyway, let's stay on topic here. I want to cover a couple things before I get to Dak Prescott in his latest comments. Antonio Brown is wanted for attempted murder. My, how the mighty has fallen. This just goes to show you could have all the wherewithal in the world, all the God-given talent, and I will tell you, most of the time it's God-given. And some of these guys just aren't mature enough to embrace it, enjoy what life has to offer within a, sometimes these rich people think that the world is their oyster and they can just go and come and treat people and do whatever they want. You're seeing it. Again, I like Conor McGregor. I'm not here to. He's the reason why I'm a big UFC fan, but he's who got me in the door fully. I used to watch it. Never bought any pay-per-views, but Conor, this really is why I was so excited. But Conor just needs to retire. Okay, if you can't. We talked about it. The average lifespan of an NFL player is not long. It's not long. And I saw a stat where 75% of NFL players within 2 years of retirement are broke. I repeat that. Within 2 years of their final year retiring from football, whether they want to retire or not, they're broke. Think about that. The chance of you being 1 of 11 on offense or 1 of 11 on defense and making any real money in football, and then not having the wherewithal to manage that money, knowing that, the lifespan of an NFL player is less than 5 years, unless you're one of the elite of the elite of the elite. So, that's why you don't begrudge players making money, but it's not just about money. It's about money and lifestyle. Okay, if you're spending it as much as it's coming in, it's not. Again, it's one of the old thing. It's one of the old adages. You hear people talk about their alimony, right, and how much these stars have to pay their wives or wives have to pay their husbands, and it's all this money. That's because they have a lifestyle that requires that much money. You can easily spend money. How many times do we get a chunk of money, whether it's $5,000 or whatever, for whatever reason, $10,000, and you earmark it and you spend it, and it is gone like that. It goes faster, just as fast as it comes in, and it's sad. It's sad. But anyway, not good for Antonio Brown. Who knows what's going to happen? You're seeing this. He's got some head trauma, clearly, but he's never made right decisions. This is going back to the Pittsburgh Steelers days. He's never made some right. And you're seeing Hassan Reddick make some stupid-ass decisions, costing him millions and millions of dollars. So, rolling up the Duncans here. Rolling up the Duncans. America runs for Duncan. I ain't running for shit. Sorry. I ain't running. I'll walk briskly. How's that? I'll walk briskly. I don't want to tear an Achilles. Hey, how are you? I got an order for Colleen. Thank you. Yeah, let's see what I get this morning. Putting on the wipers. But anyway, let's talk about the thumbnail. That's me, but, let me pick up my liquid gold first. Liquid gold. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. You too. See ya. I got a quiet babe. She goes, "You're welcome, babe." She looked very tired. But she had the drinks ready. The money shot. She covered it up. Oh, wait. Is that her number? Come on, girl. Too old for you. The money shot. Man. I look like a Kentucky Fried Idiot. Anyway, Dak Prescott. He needs a championship for his well-being. Yes, Dak Prescott needs a championship for his well-being. I like what I heard. It's not for the actual ring. It's not for... It's for his mental state, you know? Because this narrative can change in a heartbeat. Everybody's like, you're going into year 11. No. He's going into his 10th year. He's missed just about 2 seasons worth of games. So when you think about it, you know, it's his 10th year he's going into in the league. He wasn't a starter. Well, he did start as a rookie, but he wasn't supposed to be. And he's missed about 2 seasons of injuries in games played. So you figure, you know, really. But I'm not going to but he needs, and I believe that's true. You can easily change this narrative, okay? Jalen Hurts is never going to have numbers of an MVP. I mean, he's gotten close. Dak's gotten close many times in the regular season. It don't take a lot to change this narrative. All Dak would have to do is win a Super Bowl. I know that's a lot, but they normally give. You saw this year, Jalen, as good as he played, Drew makes it sound like, you know, Jalen was unbelievable, and he was good in the Super Bowl. They normally give it to an offensive player. The MVP should have been Josh Sweat with 4 sacks in the Super Bowl. But, yeah, they gave it to Jalen, and I won some money because I knew they would. You know, I'm smarter than the man, the regular man, because I took the Birds throughout the playoffs. Everybody's trying to say they went on this epic run. No, I knew it. I was worried about that Rams game. It wasn't like I'm rooting for the Eagles, but listen, sometimes you got, they put the blinders on and look at your eyes. That Kansas City Chiefs team, you know, they were good enough, man. They are clutch players, but when you saw them up against the Eagles, it wasn't even close, really. That line was a joke. But anyway, circling back, Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, he needs, for his legacy, for himself, for his mental, he needs to lace him up and hang him up, knowing that he did everything. All the off the field accolades will come. If the Dallas Cowboys were to get to a Super Bowl over the next 2-3 years, this year, next year, the following year, and in that game they win it, and you know, you saw Jalen Hurts, you don't have to have an unbelievable game, you just can't F it up, you know, odds are he gonna get it. And if that were to happen, now he's a Hall of Fame player, because the number he's going to break, barring hammy off the bone for the next, for the balance of this contract, he's going to break every Cowboys record. Okay? That's not a small statement. Now, that's a lot to do, right? Is to get to a Super Bowl and win it, but it's really not. You're talking about, if you fast forward, 9 months from now, what's this? June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. 8 months. 9 months from now, March. We're sitting here in March, middle of March, after the Super Bowl, and Dallas won a Super Bowl, right? Well, now what are you going to say? That's how close it is to turning the other way. It's not like he's never won a playoff game. He's won 2. He's lost 5. It's up to Dak Prescott. Now, I've talked to Ultra. I've talked to Phil. Me and Phil have had it with the not stepping up in crunch time. We've had it. If Dak Prescott fails, I told Ultra yesterday when he texted me, if Dak Prescott is because Ultra showed me some numbers that were disturbing, and I'll probably do a video on it. And I'm not going to tip anymore, but it's about Dak in the playoffs. Very disturbing. If he can't change that narrative now with George Pickens, assuming CD and George stays healthy and his offensive line is a tick better than last year, which all indications are they got the best guard in the draft, there's no more excuses. No more. You need to get high. It's up here. It's not here. It's not here. It's up here. It's in your head. Okay? It's in your head. It's in your friggin' head. Just look at what Nick Foles did. Look at Trent Dilfer. Look at what these Brad Johnson, right? Doug Williams. I love Doug Williams, but, you know, I mean, you guys name the rest. I mean, Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, but he's not like some stat guy, you know? So he's never going to be, you know, an MVP guy. He's just not. I mean, he's gotten close, but he's not going to be an MVP in the regular season. And most of the time, the MVP in the regular season don't win shit. I don't care about the numbers. If you can run the football, run it. Play action. That's the ticket. But, you know, guys like Drew underestimate the value of defense. And having a number one defense to go along with the number one offensive line, that's where the game was won, gentlemen. It's not real hard to figure out. That's where it was run. Without Vic Fangio getting his head out of his ass in last year's preseason and turning that thing around. Flair! Without that happening, none of that happens. Without that number one defense and be able to stop the run and be able to get 3 yards every time you line up to the tush push, none of this success comes. As good as Jalen was in the Super Bowl, when you pull it out, he wasn't like, oh my God, good. He was the leader of the team who won the Super Bowl. But, you know, I expect our defense to be better, but that's where I tell people, stop letting Stephen Jones off the hook. Stop letting Jerry Jones off the hook. It's not done, okay? As far as we know, we got George Pickens for 1 year, okay? We don't know what the future holds. I don't think they're letting George Pickens go, okay? I'll be honest. If it goes the way I think it's going to go, and I'm not saying Super Bowl, but I'm talking about how the player is, he's going to be back on a long-term deal. And yes, you can afford him, Kid Cowboy. But if it doesn't, he's gone. There's no guarantees here. There's never a guarantee. You gotta take every day and build on it. And you gotta do it day after day after day throughout the year. Things have to go your way. There's a lot of things that need to happen for the Dallas Cowboys to be successful. So that's just the bottom line. But to have a number one defense, I would say Dallas should, if you could get to between 10 and 15, I said top 15. Matt Eberflus has a history of turning a defense around in year one. Players are loving it, but we're hearing of that around the league, how great it's looking, how it's going. I'm going to be ready to go nuclear if certain things don't happen. And if Dak Prescott is the reason why we don't go far because we lose as a favorite in the playoffs or even, you know, a game we should win, I'm not going to be nice about it. Stop making excuses. No more excuses. So I'm working on a t-shirt. I'm mentally work. I have to sit down and do it. I got to sit down and do it. But no more excuses, guys. None. But all right, that's it for me. I got to go inside, do this thing. I will talk to everybody later. I plan on doing a lunchtime chat when I get home today around 4 o'clock. So that would be 1 o'clock on the West Coast, 4 o'clock on the East Coast. I get it. It's not lunch. Well, that's when I can do it. Maybe I can go with 3:30, a little earlier. So 12:30, West Coast, 1 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock East Coast. See you then, late.
10 years ago, these markers weren't so purple, but now they're purple. Now they're really, really fucking purple. And it's alarming to me, and it's also enchanting to me to see the deep blue sea inside, this. Let's talk about buttered sausage. Talk about buttered sausage, where it comes from, what it does. Why is it doing what it's doing? Get it out of my face. Buttered sausage. It's not my jam. I don't buy jam. I buy honey, and I kiss it on the lips.